are you even practicing what you preach, or is it just, again, all a fucking illusion, smoke and mirrors? Because it's like black girl magic and protect black women and this, that, and the third. But look at what y'all doing to this black woman right here. Look at what y'all doing to her right here.
Let's talk about it.
Do what I said. Don't make me have to beg. Make sure that I am fed. You know this hit is the best. He's telling all his friends that I am a super freak. Bitch, I'm classy outside, but I hoe up in them sheets. He ain't never in his life met a woman like me. Better know it damn right, cause her name is She, nigga.
Okay, so we gotta get into this fucking Monique story because at first I was trying to figure out if I wanted to talk about it, but at this point I'm back, so we talking about everything. And so when I woke up this morning, I saw on Twitter that there was this tweet, right? Like this tweet that had gone viral or whatever. Motherfuckers need to start taking advantage of Twitter Blue. For those of y'all that's content creators out there, because Twitter Blue, okay, baby, when I tell you it is beautiful and it allows you to post like more than 2-minute videos or whatever. But you know, nowadays on Twitter, now the new thing is to like post tweets or whatever, and then people be posting like clips and shit from videos or whatever. So there was this tweet that had went viral earlier that said, "Woo, I did not know Tyler Perry really got Monique blackballed because she wouldn't work for free for him. Yuck." Mind you, this was posted yesterday, right? And so this all stems from an interview that T.S. Madison did with Monique, right? So a couple of years ago, T.S. Madison, Kaya, they had the little YouTube, Instagram show, the Queen's Court or whatever, which was absolutely fucking fire, absolutely fucking bomb. Honestly, like, I'm happy for where Maddie is right now, but I feel like her and Kaya could have gone so much further. They really could have gone so much further because their dynamic between bad cop, good cop, and the way that they were together. So it is just a fucking shame the way that they fell out the way that they did. But I guess things happen for a reason. Maddie ended up where she is for a reason, whatever, right? So back when they did the whole Queen's Court thing, you know, part of what made them end was because they tried to do like this Monique Live, and they tried to Monique interview rather, and they tried to set it up to where it was like real professional and very different from like, you know, the usual Instagram videos and shit that they was on. And Kaya felt like, bitch, look, we've been doing this shit out of your fucking basement for how long? Like, or we've been doing this shit on Instagram for how fucking long? Now we doing all of this shit to impress celebrities and this, that, and the third. And long story short, the fucking interview ended up not happening. They ended up, you know, falling out, whatever. And here we are years later. Now T.S. Madison has had the chance, you know, because now she's with Fox Soul. Now she's had the chance to be able to sit down and be able to work with Monique, thus this interview coming about. Now within this interview, they talked about a whole bunch of shit, but of course, what's going to grab everybody's attention is the whole situation that happened with Tyler Perry. Now, it wasn't just Tyler Perry, it was Tyler Perry, leading news, Oprah, and this situation probably happened whenever the fuck Precious came out, which was what, like 06, 07? Like years ago. It's 2022 now, so this shit is like 15 years old, right? At this point. And so throughout the last couple of years, Monique has sued Netflix, you know, for discrimination and, you know, not getting all of her just due when it comes to, you know, her being considered a legend versus, you know, other people that are being considered a legend, whether they're a male or whether they're, you know, a different race, whatever, and her not getting the same just due, right? Now, aside from that controversy, she's also been wrapped up in shit, you know, as far as Lee Daniels, Oprah, and Tyler. And, you know, back during the Precious movie, whether or not basically she was fucking blackballed from the fucking industry, right? And so that's what she's discussing in this interview. So waking up to the tweet, and the girl continues. She says, Monique honestly had the biggest standout role in Precious. They blackballed her for not wanting to work for them for free after she fulfilled her contract with Lee Daniels. I'm just so confused, right? Mind you, I don't know where the hell this girl done been, because everybody has known this shit for like literally like the last 10 years, like if not the last 5, because it keeps coming up every couple of years and there's new information and just twists and turns and all of that. But at the end of the day, Monique was blackballed. Monique was blackballed and they never apologized, okay? Even though Tyler openly admitted to this shit. So I'm not understanding where the confusion, and I didn't know, but okay, that's neither here nor there. So she continues. She says he and Oprah hopped on as EPs after the movie was done and was beginning to get praised after Sundance and treated everyone crazy. Right. Anyways, support black women. I believe everything she is saying and has said that so many celebrities have stood silent knowing that they did to her and have heard Tyler admit, and still little to nothing has changed. Okay? And then she posted a bunch of clips from the interview or whatever. Now, I've always stood with Monique. I've always stood with her, even like, because there definitely was a point in time where it did start getting annoying. It started getting fucking annoying because it was literally every fucking where. And again, it was multiple things happening. You had the whole blackball situation, right? And then you had the whole deal with Netflix. And it's like, okay, Monique, like, it's starting to seem like you just have issue. Like, you have an issue and everybody else is not the problem, but it's you, right? Even when the evidence was kind of on her side, it was kind of just like, okay, hearing the same thing over and over and over again. And, you know, every couple of months or every couple of years, you know, every time it's turning New Year, it's like Monique had a fucking problem, right? It was beginning to look like she was the issue. Couple of years have gone by since we really heard anything really from Monique, right? And so now in perspective and just remembering everything that has been said and everything that has happened, she's truly gotten fucked over. She's truly gotten fucked over. And so the thing about Monique is that her story has not once changed. Even with the people being involved in their story changing, her story has stayed consistent. Monique has remained true to the fact that she did Precious. Her contract was for her to do Precious. Yes, of course, you know, any type of media that you're involved in, you have an album, you have a movie, a TV show, da-da-da, right? It's all within the contract that you signed in order to sign on to do said project, right? All the press that you're doing, right? So sometimes that may include before and after press. Sometimes as a historian, you know, however the fuck it's set up. Like it's case by case scenario, right? But according to Monique, her contract for Precious, being that it was an independent film and she was more so doing that as a favor because it wasn't really much money on the front end to have her sign on anyways, and she was more so doing it as a favor to a friend who ended up screwing her the fuck over. Hello, Lee Daniels.
Let's talk about it.
She didn't necessarily feel obligated to go on and promote the film after her said obligations were done. Because in her eyes, it was like, listen, I did my part of the job. You wanted an A-list actor to come in and star in your movie. I did that, and that was my favor to you. You know, I am an actress. I get paid for what it is that I do, and knowing that I get paid $2 million or however many dollars to normally do films, I did this shit damn near for free for you because you're my friend. And because I'm an A-list actor, I started it for you. Okay, so I'm not now about to go out there and like promote and double down and do all of this shit when I have a husband, I have kids that were just born, or, you know, a few years old. I have this talk show that I'm on, okay, a syndicated talk show that I'm on every night. Like, I'm not about to go and work for free. Like, this isn't my project. This isn't my baby. This is yours. I signed on as your friend. That's it. I'm backing out. So Lee Daniels took that personally, right? Lee Daniels took that personally, and what really struck me, I'm not even gonna hold you, what got me fucked up, what got me pissed the fuck off listening to Monique talk is that you could tell that the moment that Monique said no, there was like a whole group chat conversation about this, because that's when everybody started calling her. Oprah called her, Tyler Perry called her, Lee called her, and it was just like, clearly either she had already said no or somebody knew that she was going to say no, and so that there were outside conversations that did not include Monique about Monique. So right then and there, that kind of pissed me off, because it's like, okay, like, y'all supposed to be my friends. Like, y'all are supposed to, and granted, you know, maybe the conversations could have been, you know, real cool, real low-key, real on some, like, oh, you know how sis is, just, you know, just nudge her a little bit. You know, I'm not saying it had to be anything malicious, but at the end of the fucking day, y'all are sitting here gossiping behind my back about this whole situation, and it's like, everybody's pressuring me to do this, but nobody is offering any money. And that's what Monique ended up saying at some point in time, and is that, you know, Tyler, you're coming to me saying, oh, sign on and do it. And, you know, she mentioned that Tyler was basically kind of strong-arming her into the situation and kind of trying to put fear into her, even though he was saying, you know, I'm not afraid of these, you know, these big white wolves and all of that. But yet at the same time, you're trying to invoke that fear into her. And so at some point, she was just like, listen, I don't care where the money's coming from. Like, you want me to do this film, maybe you can pay. Okay, and then you and Lee can work that out later. But here's my situation. It is what it is. And so unless there's some moolah, some coins, a check coming, it is what it is. And so it became what it was. And for whatever reason, Tyler was the one who went around, according to Monique, he was the one who went around and started mentioning how difficult Monique was to work with. Now, Because again, I think what's important here that people have to remember is that this was Lee Daniels' project, and Monique even mentioned that. She was like, you know, Tyler didn't even sign on until once the shit had wrapped and it was, you know, damn near over. You know, this was Lee Daniels' project. So if there was gonna be anyone to get mad the way that Tyler did, it should have been Lee. So I don't know if it's on some, oh, don't hurt my best friend, and I'm gonna, you know, protect the people that I love, and I don't know what it is. But for Tyler to then go around and try to ruin Monique's reputation for a project that wasn't even his to begin with, for something that didn't really even concern him, and even if it did, or even if it didn't, again, he could have written a check, for him to get as involved as he did, and then try and ruin that woman's career. That's some messy bullshit. That's some messy punk shit right there. Like, that is some messy punk shit that only a queen would do. And I mean, read between the lines. Like, we all know about Lee. He's very much out and okay. But Miss Tyler, I don't understand why you would be the one to get so offended. Like, she had just gotten over on your nigga. Like, she's got over on your man. Like, was y'all sleeping again? Like, I don't understand. I don't understand the frustration. But nonetheless, that's what happened, and shit started getting real crazy for Monique. Shit really started getting real crazy for her. Oprah got involved, you know, there was a whole situation where Oprah, you know, things about her family, and Oprah knowing her true character, not speaking up to her defense. And here's the problem that I have with this situation, and I've always had with this situation, is that a lot of what goes on in Black culture, and we're gonna get into this on the pod. Let's start there, okay? So make sure that you're following on all streaming platforms, because we're definitely gonna be diving into topics like this a lot more. Because I feel like so much of Black culture is an illusion. The whole Black girl magic thing, an illusion. The whole protect Black women thing, an illusion. The whole Black excellence, an illusion, right? Because it's like when these things come up, it's like a lot of the times we say this shit, but it's to trauma bond and feel better, because it's like, oh, woe is us, and this is that and the third, and this is what happens, so we have to da-da-da to encourage, and this, that, and the third. But it's like, if we truly believe these things, right? If we truly believe these things, Oprah, who's had a syndicated talk show and done plenty of segments uplifting women and look under your chairs and all of these things, right? Like, if we truly believe these words and whatnot that we speak, and this character persona that we put on as these celebrities with these brand deals and all the power and shit that we've amassed, and why are we here in this case getting so mad at a comedian who did a favor and did what they were obligated to do contractually, held up their end of the deal? Why are we getting so mad at Monique when she did what she was supposed to do legally? And didn't even have to get into a legal situation to begin with, because she did it as a personal favor. Why are we so mad at her to then want to tear her down and try to fuck up her career? It's one thing to be mad about something. It's another thing to stop somebody's bag. And it's a damn sure another thing to stop somebody's bag, and not just their bag, but their entire career. Motherfuckers die over shit less than that every day. So I just don't understand how we get to that point, especially with an Oprah who, again, has had TV shows and inspiring women and own magazine and own network and all of this, that, and the third. It's like, are you even practicing what you preach, or is it just, again, all a fucking illusion, smoke and mirrors? Because it's like Black girl magic and protect Black women and this, that, and the third, but look at what y'all doing to this Black woman right here. Look at what y'all doing to her right here.
I'm really interested in having that conversation. I have to tell you.
And then when it comes to Tyler Perry, another person who I have issue with, because every couple of months, at least once or twice a year, Black Twitter will go the fuck up talking about a Tyler Perry scene that doesn't happen, because we all know that he writes all of his shows and plays and movies in 2 hours, okay, and he films, directs, edits, does all of that shit by himself within 2 days.
Let's work on that.
Okay, so people will either go up for his fucking scenes and shit like that, or people will be going up about his wigs, right? here and there they might mention something fucked up that he does, but they more so go up, you know, to criticize his art and this, that, and the third. But it's like this whole MONIQUE story is not new. It's not new. It's been around at least 7 years. Like, it's not new. And so again, if it's Black girl magic and protect Black women and all of these goddamn things, and why is MONIQUE still having to talk about it in 2022? I have issue with that. And I also have issue with the people that are asking, MONIQUE, why are you still talking about it? Because see, let me tell y'all something that y'all love to do. Let me tell y'all something that y'all love to do in this world. Y'all love to poke and poke and poke and poke the bear. And poke and poke and poke and poke. And poke the bear, right? Then y'all want to police how mad they're able to get. And then once you find out some truth in a situation where you thought, you know, differently, then it becomes, oh girl, don't nobody even care about that no more. Like, why are you still talking about that? Like, da-da-da. Because we'd rather dismiss than own accountability and saying that we were wrong. We were wrong. Which brings me back to my point of MONIQUE. It's like her story has not changed since the beginning. Her story has remained completely consistent. And I remember a few years ago where, you know, well, how much do I remember? I don't know if either the audio leaked or if MONIQUE was on a blog or something or an interview, but somehow I feel like the audio came out where we actually physically heard Tyler saying, I'm sorry, or, you know, I was wrong and accepting responsibility and things like that, right? And MONIQUE even mentioned to Maddie that, how did it go from all of us hearing that to now all of a sudden, oh yeah, MONIQUE, I'll sit down with you, but as long as we can have a conversation with your husband not there. See, that's for somebody to identify as straight, he sure does some queen shit, okay?
Let's talk about it.
Because that is definitely a pussy punk move. Because it's like, Tyler, you want to sit down with this woman. Not even gonna say woman. You want to sit down with this person without their partner, because you know if their partner, who is also their manager, is in the room, then you're not going to be able to say what you want to. You're not going to be able to get over, and you're going to be able to use your power and influence over a person who does not give a damn to begin with, right? Which, to those of y'all that's like, why would she even record a conversation? Look at who we're dealing with here. Look at who we're dealing with here. And again, her story has not changed. It has remained consistent, but him now, all of a sudden. And so if I was MONIQUE, I was just looking like, they don't give a damn. They don't give a damn. And it's such a sad story, because this MONIQUE situation is no different than when you're working at a 9-to-5. Let's say you work at Amazon or you work a desk job and you're working at this job, and every fucking workplace has their issues, you know? And, you know, there's a lot of places where you have tyrants for bosses that, you know, come in and they abuse power, and, you know, naturally, as co-workers, misery loves company. So eventually, at some point, you know, you start kikiing and getting a good laugh out of what's going on in the office, or you might start complaining to each other and venting out of frustration at lunch, and, you know, you smoke, and then you start building up this trust with your co-workers and shit like that. But let some shit hit the fan. Let some shit hit the fan. Then it becomes a situation of everybody looking at you like everybody wasn't just joined in on the conversation laughing at the boss. Like, everybody didn't have problems. Now all of a sudden everybody has so much to lose, and oh, my kids, and I need this job, and da-da-da, and everybody's looking at you to be Captain Save-A-Ho, to throw your ass in a line of fire. It was cool to kiki and you know, instigate and all of that, but when it's time to throw themselves into the fire, everybody's looking at one person. And that's kind of the same situation with MONIQUE. It's like, had it not happened to MONIQUE, even with the Netflix situation, it would have happened to somebody else. It would have happened to somebody else. And so it's kind of sad, like, even when you think about it in reality, because it's like, where are the Malcolm X's? Where are the Martin Luther Kings? You know, everybody's wanting to be a boss. I'm a boss this, I'm a boss that, I'm a boss girl. Like, but it's like, are y'all really? Because it's given vanity titles at this point. Because especially when so many people, because we're not going to sit and act like every time that MONIQUE has come out, we're not going to sit and act like everybody was on her side. Even I openly admit it. Like, at some point it was just like, okay, MONIQUE, da-da-da-da. But again, facts are facts and data is data. And even years later, it's like, where's the lie? But we're not going to sit and act like every time she's spoken that she wasn't dismissed or she wasn't out there by herself speaking about this shit. And the fact that this is a situation that even had to occur is problematic, because then we could get into the conversation of power, okay? what it means to have power, what it means to have influence. And then if you want to bring race into it, then it's like, okay, what it means to have black power, black influence, okay? Because we're not going to sit and act like Tyler Perry isn't in charge of pretty much that whole homophobic, Bible thumping at church, okay, chicken circuit crowd. We're not going to act like he's not in charge of that. Okay, which is majority of the reason why he has so much power and influence right now, and why, you know, despite him going viral for the wrong things every fucking year on Twitter, he's still around and not canceled, even though cancel culture is an illusion. But you understand my point. It's like, we have these people, like, the real issue is that we have these people that are getting to that top category, that top percentage of having power, of having money, of having influence. And they're not really sharing it. Not really sharing it, but that's a whole other conversation. That's a whole other conversation up for debate a different day. But it's like you have these people that are getting to this place of position that are gatekeeping, and these are the people that we're looking up to decide how the industry is going to work. Like, we're talking Monique. We're talking Monique, like the original BBW ass or smother you. Like, everybody going up for Lizzo now, but Lizzo was false confidence to me. Monique was the original Lizzo. Okay, Monique, Nikki Park, like, we're talking about Monique. We're talking about Miss motherfucking Monique. Samoa's half sister. Wait, is that her half sister? Chat, don't get me the fucking lying. But we're talking about Monique, okay? And I don't know. I just think it's fucking bullshit. And I stand with Monique. I do. And it's crazy because Monique is such an icon now for kind of different reasons in 2022. Like, she's joined the Nene Leakes, the Kim Pollards, you know. Did I say Kim Pollard? Child, the Tiffany Pollards and the Tamars. Like, she's a part of meme culture. Like, she's very much still alive and present in black culture and black... No, actually, I'm not even going to say black media. It's more so black Twitter culture. Black Twitter, right? And so I just wish that there was still that same respect, right? That same energy that we have to go and use a meme from Charm School, you know, that Monique may have said or done or whatever. Like, that same energy and that same focus that we use for that when we want to get a tweet off, I wish people kind of gave Monique that same respect in regards to this situation, rather than just dismissing it and going about their day and being like, okay, well, that's just Tyler Perry, or, oh, girl, you need to let it go. Like, something needs to happen. I'm not sure what needs to happen. I'm not sure if anything will happen because, again, we're talking about money, power, influence. Like, who's bigger than them three? Okay, and entertainment. You know, at least on the side that's not music. Like, who's bigger than them three? So I'm not sure much can change. I'm not sure if anything would change or if anything needs to... I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Definitely though, let me know what y'all thoughts and all of that is down below. Definitely let me know your thoughts and your opinions, because I just think it's fucked up. I just think it's fucked up, and I definitely think it's fucked up how people will sit in, because I kid you not, I feel like, believe me, there's so many people that probably feel exactly like Monique, but are just scared to speak up. And I feel like if you're scared to speak up, then just shut up, okay? Don't try to be part of the conversation if you're not going to want to come to the front and talk on the podium. Don't try to be a part of the conversation if you're not going to step up onto the podium, okay, with the megaphone. Sit back and shut up, baby. This not your dog. This not your fight. Okay? Understand what I'm saying? Like, you could be a part of the fight in other ways, okay? But don't key and try to throw shit in the fight, and then you go run and hide when it comes time for soldiers, you know, real soldiers to stand up. That's how I feel. And I just feel like, again, during this point in time, nobody needs to be telling Monique to shut up, or why you still talking about, like, come on, why we still talking about Black Lives Matter? Why we still talking about half the other shit that we talk about in this world? And yeah, that may be stretching it a little bit, but it's the same shit. Let's dumb down the concept. At the end of the day, did Monique receive justice? No. So she gonna keep fighting. Okay? Just like if somebody beat my ass or took my wig off in a club and just left, next time I see you, it's on sight. I'm still have a problem. Because did I get justice? No. So it's smoke every time I see you. Okay? Cause that be the gag too. That be the gag. Like,
see, this is the gag for me.
niggas will be out there and y'all have smoke for somebody who you ain't really got beef with, but you just know you don't like them, and so every time you see them, you got smoke. But we can't understand why Monique mad. Okay, so definitely know your thoughts. Definitely let me know your thoughts and your opinions down in the comment box below. Definitely make sure you're following all of, you know, whatever is on screen. Okay, and be looking out for the podcast. The podcast is coming very, very soon. Okay, like really, really soon. Okay, let's start there. Okay, but listen to it on Apple Music and chat, whatever the fuck it's at. I don't know. It's been, she's back. She's back. It's been a long time, but a bitch back with the jump off. All right, so I love each and every one of y'all. And it's people. Bye. Oh, and stream my new music. How I got some. Y'all not ready for spring and summer. Y'all are not ready for spring and summer. I got some bomb ass music coming. But stream the music that's available now. Bye. Mwah.
I feel like I need some therapy. You tried to fight, but you can't escape me. My brain is racing for